What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Phase 6, your source for music, business, motivation, and support. It's your guy, Sir Love. It's another episode of Ask Sir Love, that direction. And in today's topic, we're going to look at Jorsiwa. I hope I got that right. Or it could be your Siwa. Please, let me know how your name is pronounced, my man. Yo, man, I just came up here. What about tour support? Let's say an artist wants to include one in a distro deal, shit like that. And he's responding to a video that I did, if we pay attention to here, about, let's go back. Responding to a video that I did on, I'm getting advertisements and all sorts of stuff. This is not going the way I want it to go. All right. All right.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Phase 6.
He's responding to a video that I did on joint ventures. All right. Joint ventures, how to structure the best record deal. That's what we're talking about here. So when you think about tour support, for those that don't know what tour support is basically the label or whatever entity you're signing to, deciding that they are going to front the cost for a promo tour, right? Tour support could also be for actual tours. You can negotiate it different ways, but typically it's for a promo tour to promote the product. This is because it's historically known that when an artist goes on tour, their sales increase, right? You can make new fans, new people bring dates, people bring friends to concerts, and those friends may discover an artist for a first time. This is definitely huge for upcoming artists, independent artists that are just starting off in the game. You make a lot of your fans one-to-one before you get to stadium status. So the idea of tour support is very important and very powerful. How do you go about getting tour support? Well, in short, you just negotiate it as a part of the offering or a part of the deal. Anytime you sit down and do negotiations with anybody, you're sitting there and thinking, these are the assets that I have, right? I own whatever you own. You come to the table with what you own. So depending on if you're a producer and a writer, or how many writers or how many producers you work with on the project, you have a certain amount of publishing that you bring to the table. If you paid for all the production to be done, and you paid for all the studio time, you paid for all the stuff, then you have a right to the masters, right? So you have masters. You also have the publishing. Then you come in with merchandising. If you already have a history of making sales in merchandising and things of that nature, you have your merchandising. You also have your brand, right? Your likeness, your image that you can also sell if people are interested in you and your likeness. You also have any other type of IP that you may have created, such as poems, other works of art that you may have done. It may be a part of your portfolio that you're bringing to the table. A symbol that's similar to you. So think about Kanye West when he came out with the teddy bear, or when Prince literally turned himself into a symbol, right? Or Jeezy with the snowman, right? You may have a symbol that's also valuable that you bring to the table. And all of this stuff that you have is your collateral, or stuff that you can collateralize, meaning I give this up in exchange for whatever. You can take this against the money that I receive. You have all this as bargaining chips that you can move to the table and say, hey, this is what I have to negotiate with. I'm willing to give up ownership in some of this, or I'm willing to license this, which is like renting some of this stuff that I have. I'm willing to let you rent or let you own some of the things that I have in exchange for some of the stuff that you have. Well, what might they have that you want? In this example, tour support. You might have the funds for tour support. You might have the system to create the actual tour, set up the tour. You have the relationships with the promoters, the radio stations, Live Nation, whoever else you're going to deal with. They may have the relationship. They can just set everything up for you. You don't have to do all the groundwork of building all those relationships and doing that thing and doing those things yourself, or seeking third party. They may have the relationship with different merchandisers and different things of that nature. Tour support could mean, hey, just give me a bag so that I can do my tour. Or it could also mean set up my whole tour, or it could mean help put me on a tour with another artist that's signed to your label that's already on tour. Let me be the opening act, right? You all have got to remember that Kendrick Lamar, when he dropped Good Kid, Mad City, was opening up for Kanye West on the Yeezus tour, right? So how does that get set up, right? And so help me get an opportunity either with someone on your label or someone at another label, right? Or a relationship that you can establish that would allow me to open up for somebody else, right? Tour support could mean all of those different things. And the question is going to be, how valuable is that to you? You and your team have to sit down and figure out what tour support means to you. If you get in front of bigger audiences or larger audiences, what percentage do you typically capture? of the percentage that you typically capture, how much ROI do you get out of that group? Do they become lifetime fans? Do they become passive fans? Like, it depends on how trendy your music is. It also depends on, the impact of your music. Does the artist that you're potentially latching onto for tour support, do their audience match your audience? Are you actually going to gain fans here, or is the audience too different for you to even pick up fans in that environment? And every artist has a different ratio with the value of a fan, right? If you're an artist that's extremely creative, extremely and very product centric, there's a lot of merchandise and tinker things and that come with your brand. The value of a fan could be really, really, really high because they're constantly buying stuff from you, right? If you're an artist that tours a whole lot, the value of a fan could be very high because you're always selling tickets. Whether if you're a trendy artist, the value of a fan may not be that high because people are just here to hear your one or two hits, and that's really it. You're not really going to make your money off of the long-term fan. You're making your money off of walkthroughs at clubs, appearances, things of that nature. You're trying to leverage your brand to get brand deals and things of that nature to get quick cash, right? Long-term relationships may not, with audiences, may not be where you live, and that's just facts, right? This is where you saw J. Cole had that whole verse that was supposedly about Lil Pump. Well, the person like Lil Pump at that time period was able to generate a lot of revenue without having fans that are highly invested in his career. So, there are different ways to approach it. So when you think about tour support, the reason I answer it this way is because I'm trying to get my audience, I'm trying to get you all to think differently about deal negotiations. A lot of these questions are about deals. And so if you're putting together a deal, it should be, what's the best deal for me? Can you get tour support, right? The answer is yes, you can include tour support, but the question is, what are you going to give up, and are you comfortable with the trade? Do you know how you're going to finesse that transition to get more? Because you can really, everyone talks about how you can trick the label or screw the label out of this or that and win, right? If that's what you're looking to do, it means that you have to really understand your business. You may give up this, which to the label may seem like, oh, we're about to really eat, but they're going to put you in a position where this is going to take off, and they don't really know a lot about this, but you know that this is your bread and butter. And so though you gave up that, the value of the thing that you kept in the negotiation is so much greater that the deal made sense for you. And that's typically what you're trying to structure. And if the label or the person that's signing you is good at what they do, then they're going to look at the situation, assess everything you're doing, and they may say, I'm not going to let you give that up because I'm trying to get some of that too. The people that have no idea what they're doing, which are the contracts to avoid, people that have no idea what they're doing, they put you in a blanket agreement, they just give you an agreement that takes everything. They don't know what they're doing, they just want to lock you in so they can shop you around and have ownership over everything. They won't be able to negotiate these things. If they're unwilling to negotiate these things, you probably shouldn't be signing with them because they really don't care about your career the way that you may think that they do. All right? So, hope that was helpful. I don't know everything, but I know a lot about a little bit about a lot. I'm always trying to give you guys everything that I got right here on Phase 6. Look down below. Go to the www.phasevi.com and see all the great stuff that I have for you. Reach out if you want to set up some personal time, or you want to send a more private question, or you want to find all the amazing stuff that I provided over there where it says download the business. Provided a lot of great insight for you. And of course, support the boy. I'm going to keep doing this. I appreciate you all for your time. Take care. I'm out.